It's only failure that teaches you. Success only harms you. Success makes you arrogant. There are very, very few successful people who are constantly learning too. And that happens, when there is a certain level of, when Surya is Maranakaraka, etc., person can be extremely, extremely down to earth. Very down to earth person.
Hello and namaste, and thank you so much for visiting my channel. My name is Karthik Gaur, and please do subscribe and click the bell icon to ensure that whenever we upload a webinar or a video, you are the first ones to know. Thank you so much.
So now let us do some examples. As usual, we see here Adolf Hitler. Okay, and Hitler is born with Krishna Shashti Tithi, with Surya in Aries. See, here we are seeing Aries is the 7th house, but that doesn't matter, because the sign is what becomes important. I always keep saying that because I know initially when students are in that beginner sort of a phase, they will get confused between houses and signs, right? So certain times you have to understand what is about a sign, and certain times you have to understand what is the sutra about a house. Okay, here we are talking about Aries. Surya is in Aries, and there is an issue related to Shashti Tithi. So what do we see here? 7th house. Now that you have done houses, you know that 7th house is all about the love and war, right? To that extent, the 7th house is a house of revenge, right? Because that there is a certain level, and they say that the worst revenge is always taken when you are heartbroken, or the worst revenge is always taken when there is an element of jealousy, or there is a heartbroken approach, or the women's revenge is the toughest. Why? Because 7th house revenge, right? So here we see that Surya in Aries and Adolf Hitler born on a Shashti Tithi, 7th house or Aries becomes a house from where there is a lot of burning happening. It's almost a house on fire. Okay, and in an ideal case, when there is too much of heating happening there, the Karaka of the 7th house, Venus, or let's say marriage, would have been a good remedy. That would have ensured that Surya would have sort of calmed down a little. But that was not to be, and as destiny would have it, he was a guy who wanted to change everything. Why? Because this is Dhata Aditya, and generally Surya in the 7th house, you would also know that a person wants to change everything. And more importantly, there is Dhata Aditya. So he wants to be that change. He feels that he is the one who is supposed to bring the new world order. You understand the Dwadash Adityas? Take a note of it. And if you have forgotten, please sort of correlate it with it. Sun in the 7th house and Sun in Aries. What are the Adityas we are talking about? Okay. So over here, we see that this particular house becomes a house on fire. That there is, if he doesn't get love, then he is ready for war. And that is what he did. And generally, I'll give you a nice sort of a secret into it. Whenever a person has got Dagda Rashi, always look at the Chandra. Okay, where is Chandra? Chandra is in the 3rd house. What is 3rd house? 3rd house is house of Parakrama. With Ketu over there and Maranakaraka Jupiter over there. So when Moon is with the Maranakaraka planet and Ketu means extremity, right? He can go into extreme war. It is not just with, your neighbor or one country. This guy is going to take on the world. Right? And that is what he did. And it was all, the trigger point was that Dagda Rashi. Somebody who sort of felt a little insulted, somebody who wanted to revenge, what the way Germans were treated, somebody who wanted to revenge, somebody who had that hatred for Jews. So if you study more about Hitler, you will come to know what were the trigger points, understand, his rise. If 7th house is having a Dagda and the 3rd house is the trigger point, then a person can actually be somebody, who might be ready to take on the world. Again, that axis I was talking about, 3 and 9. You see that Rahu Ketu axis is there, where both, Ketu is also, Rahu is also in Marana Karaka. Here we have Jupiter in Marana Karaka. Okay? So with Marana Karaka, you should always remember, whenever Rahu is in the 9th house, the person tends to fight with a state or fight with a church or fight with a father or a nation. And the impact is at a global level. And that is what he did. Okay, so as I told you, the 3rd house then took the sort of a focus for him, and all he wanted was revenge. All he wanted is to fight. And that sort of, जिसको बोलते हैं कि भैया खुद भी डूबा और जर्मनी को डुबा के लेके गया, right? Not only did it hit his own country, but it hit all the other global people. And because of this, so many Marana Karaka planets, everybody died with him. You see, this Mercury is also in Marana Karaka, Mangal also Marana Karaka. So his army also, a lot of people died with him, a lot of Mangal people died with him, armies from both sides, right? Soldiers, armies, generals. We are in much safer times, believe me. The media teaches us that, we are in a very, very dark age and this is happening, that is happening. Believe me, if you sort of look at those footages of those time, or if we sort of watch some of the medieval sort of stories or series on Netflix, you would actually thank God and say that actually we are in much better times. We are in the safest era. The media wouldn't like to tell that to you. Okay, but seeing this chart, you have to understand that this guy can actually create a lot of chaos. But does he have a lot of firepower? Absolutely, great firepower in the 7th house. If this guy doesn't get married, he is going to create war, as simple as that. Okay. Now, this is a very, very interesting horoscope of a very, very great astrologer called Alan Leo. I think most of the Westerners would be aware of him, but others might actually sort of do their research a little. Yeah. So here in Alan Leo, where is Surya? Let us first see. Surya is in Cancer. Okay. So now let us close our eyes and manually see. Now Cancer is a even sign, right? So let us take the even Jupiter sign, which will be Meena. So it will be 2, 4 and 6. So when Surya is in Cancer, there is a Shashti dosha. If person is born on Shashti and a person has got Surya in Cancer, then that is a problem. So here we see he was born on Shashti. And the impact is in the 12th house. Okay, with Surya in Marana Karaka, etc. There is a Jupiter over there, Mercury over there. There's some this Parampara Yoga which is happening, Jupiter and Ketu. So here we see that the 12th house is something which is on fire. So either the person can be, either into, a lot of, sort of what we call it as bed pleasures, or somebody might be a very, very spiritual person. 12th house is also Moksha Bhava. 12th house is also for meditation. Okay. And as we discussed, we have to always see, Chandra in this case. Chandra is over here in the 8th house of occult, transformation. So this astrologer actually brought a great transformation in the Western world related to astrology and is very, very well respected. Alan Leo is a global name, and I request you all to please do some research. And he brought great revolution in terms of Western astrology and great concepts Absolutely brilliant he was, right? So here I'm showing you an example that, that can actually cause, something, which is a spiritual tinge, because it is combustion, right? Imagine, whenever we are burnt, you know, uh, the initial, uh, the initial thing is of anger, the initial reaction is of anger or pain, whatever we call it, and once we have pain, generally we tend to remember God. Normally in normal day-to-day life, we don't sort of remember God. The moment we are bedridden, you'll remember, oh, Karthik ji had said that we should do Om Namah Shivaya. Oh, he had said to do Hare Ramakrishna before we put our feet on ground. When we are in bed, we'll pray to Jesus Christ, and we'll say that, please save me, please ensure that I'm okay, please ensure that all my reports are fine, please get me out of the hospital, please get me out of the bed. I'll promise you that I will pray to you. I'll promise that I'll light a lamp every day. I'll promise that I'll do my mantras every day. I'll promise you that I'll do the Panchadevata Puja every day. The moment we are fit and fine, the moment we are out of the problem, we have forgotten. Did I say that? I'm not sure. Did I tell God that, I'm going to take care of and clean the temple or altar every day? I don't remember. You understand? That is how human beings are. So sometimes when there is combustion, sometimes when there is Dagdarashi, it brings out the finer points or the finer nuances, or what we call it as the goal, the mission of our life. We tend to reach towards them when we are in pain. When we are, that's why they say that, it's only failure that teaches you. Success only harms you. Success makes you arrogant. There are very, very few successful people who are constantly learning too. And that happens, when there is a certain level of, when Surya is Maranakaraka, etc., person can be extremely, extremely down to earth. Very down to earth person. They might be the kings, but they will talk to even their driver as if, they are at equal level. Okay, so those things are very, very important. So Alan Leo sort of rose to great sort of strength, and he has something called as Brahmana Yoga. Okay, now today I am teaching you a yoga which is very, very beautiful yoga. They say when Chandra is in the 8th house, look at Shani. If Shani is aspecting Lagna, then the person is a great Brahmana. See, Brahmana doesn't mean that he is fair-skinned or something like that. It only means that person has the knowledge. Brahmana is a concept. It is not a sort of what we call it as a discrimination against others. Like a department or like organization will have different departments, right? Somebody is into sales, somebody is into pre-sales, somebody is into marketing, somebody is into accounts. So likewise, the Varnas or the 4 Varnas were technically to tell you that, hey, what is your strength? There are some people who can do hard work but can't do sort of strategic work. There are some people who can do a lot of strategic work, but when it comes to working for 15 hours a day, definitely they can't. That is the bifurcation. That, based on your gunas, your body or your internal strength is based on a certain way. And that is what the rishis talked about. Okay, so you remember this Brahmana Yoga is very important when Shani is in Lagna, and especially Chandra is in the 8th house and Shani aspecting Lagna. So Shani can be in the 11th house, 3rd aspect, Shani can be in the 4th house, with the 10th aspect. Either ways, it makes a person extremely knowledgeable. Okay, somebody who will pursue the occult sort of things in his life. Okay, now let's look at a very, very interesting chart. Bala Gangadhar Tilak. Right, most of the Indians know him, but for the Europeans, you must do a little research, but he was one of our topmost freedom fighters against the Britishers. Okay, so let us see where his Surya is. Surya is in Lagna, again in Karka Rashi, so we remember that it is Shashti, right? So he was born on Krishna Shashti with Surya in Cancer. Okay, so we know that Lagna has got a lot of fire. So his intellect, there is something in his brain or his Lagna which is making him restless. So now we need to see where is Chandra. Hey, Chandra is in the 9th house. And the 9th house, we know, is associated with dharma. It is associated with the temples or church, or your prayer place, your father, so on and so forth. So what did he do? He brought some transformation, of starting what we call it as Ganesha Puja. What we call it as Ganesh Chaturthi, was something which was started by him many, many years back. To unite people of India, that hey, let us have those festivals, and festivals will unite all the Indians. And because there is so much of cooperation, into making a festival successful, it will bring people together, and finally will throw out the Britishers. And it is again in the 9th house of global thing. So when he started, it didn't just stop at him. Not only did he start doing the Ganesha Puja, but the whole of India, and then now the whole of world does it. Right? We just had Ganesh Chaturthi in August, I think, and there was nice 10-day festival. Okay, so this is very, very important that the Dagda Tithi, like Hitler's case I showed you, which sort of took him to a little disaster, because there was Jupiter in Maranakaraka with it, But when it comes to the other people, there is a little spiritual mission that they got because of that Dagda Rashi. Okay, now let us look at a chart which most of you would love watching. Yeah, this is Mukesh Bhai Ambani. Okay, let us look at Surya. Where is Surya? Surya is again in Mesha, in Aries. Almost like Hitler. Very good. When was he born? Again on Shashti. What is this Surya with Aries and Cancer and Shashti? Okay, so Surya is born he is born with Shashti Tithi with Surya in Aries. Okay, so first let us look at this. We have Mercury, which is Maranakaraka. Yes, like Hitler. There is Shukra associated with the 7th house. So here, this is the house of love and war. So if this guy doesn't get the love of his life, or if this guy doesn't get married, this guy can actually go berserk or create a war, because he has got Chandra in the 3rd house too. But here there is no Jupiter or Ketu, right? But the good thing for India is that this guy is married, and married to his sweetheart, and married to somebody who has brought all the Raj Yogas to Mukesh Bhai Ambani and the Reliance Group. So much of luck Nitaben has brought into this family. It is unparalleled. It's purely Mahalakshmi at his best. Right? But what happens is because of this combustion, there is a little spirituality also. Yes, they are great Krishna worshippers. In fact, all the Krishna temples, of Akshardham and all the other Krishna temples, 90% of donations comes from Mukesh Bhai Ambani and Nita Ambani. They are an absolute Krishna worshippers. Wonderful temple in their home. My goodness, what a temple there. Beautiful. But nonetheless, we need to see Chandra. Chandra is in the 3rd house of communication, Parakrama. Right? 3rd house is all about talking, right? Mangal, Mercury's house. And Mangal, somebody who is going to be a tough cookie. So let me tell you a secret that, they wanted to launch this Reliance Jio during the Manmohan Singh time. But for some reason, Manmohan Singh would bring some problem, or the Congress government would bring some problem into it. probably Sonia Gandhi didn't agree, or whatever they wanted they couldn't get, or whatever the reason, the project was always delayed. And delay is one word that Reliance and Mukesh Ambani doesn't like, because they purely believe that what is done fast is something that is going to help you. So spend more money but get the project done early. And that is the mindset that Jio have, or Reliance has, that hey, it's okay, throw in some money but get the work fast. Whereas the Tatas think a little differently, that hey, we will wait, but we will not do the little bit of so-called wrong things, or will not take a shortcut, so to say. Right? So the focus is on third house, and here we see that the third house is showing Chandra over there, something to do with communication, something to do with bringing people under one roof, so they launched Jio. And finally, they toppled also the Congress government, or shall we say they funded the BJP, or they supported BJP a lot in terms of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, etc. See, this at a top level, it is done all at a very subtle level. Sometimes you don't see it obvious, or sometimes you see it obvious, right? But nonetheless, what I mean to say, he looks like a guy, who is this nice, smiling, very soft guy. Don't be under that illusion. Mukesh Bhai can be a very tough guy to handle. If you go on his wrong side, you can be really wiped out. See what he has done to the other networks, right? What is it? Vodafone, Airtel, Lakshmi Mittal, from where he was to where he has gone. And Reliance Jio, just in that 2-3 years, has completely taken over the market. And now what they want to do, they want to go into the digital platform. Now Chandra, see, they are building up a competitor to Zoom. All about talking, all about bringing people together. Chandra, the dispositor of Chandra is in trines as well to the 7th house. All these schools, university, consultations, everything, almost every planet is giving them money. Okay, but this is a sort of a dream mission. And this Jio, they are going to take it up to a very high level. So not only will it be with phone, it will also be data. It will also be entertainment. They are going to challenge Netflix in terms of content management. They are going to bring in everything purely because of this output of this Dagda Rashi is going into the third house. And third house for an entrepreneur, I have been constantly saying, is a very, very, very important house. You can't let it go. You cannot be a great entrepreneur without being an aggressive guy. You might look a soft guy, but you might see that this is Tula Lagna, with Lagna Lord in the 7th house and Rahu in Lagna as Darakaraka. Well, Mahalakshmi has blessed him, and the blessings are coming to him via his marriage, via his wife. And one thing that you need to give it to the couple, they are genuinely good couple. They are not those fake sort of couple, who have no love for each other, but are only lovey-dovey on Instagram and Facebook. They are genuinely, dearly in love. And they really take care of each other a lot and genuinely love each other a lot. Right? So this is very important. Namaste Jyotisha lovers. Thank you so much for viewing the video. Please do share so more and more thirsty souls can benefit from this free knowledge which is being shared. Also do subscribe, click the bell icon, and all the questions that you have, please mention in the comment section below. Thank you so much, and please keep supporting us.